Good afternoon to everyone. I would like to thank all diversified people over here and have a warm welcome to all of you. Thanks a lot to join today among the diversified customer fraternity. Uh, we have today with us Mr. Arun as a panelist who will impart the expertise of his entire journey in the mass metrology and the calibration of weights. So I would like to invite and hand over this session to Mr. Arun to begin this webinar. So Mr. Arun, please.
Sir, on behalf of Massive Rejoice, I would like to thanks everyone who is going to stay for next 20-30 minutes with us. I will try my best to provide the knowledge whatever I had, and after that in last 15 minutes we will have the live questions and I will try to provide their answers. So let me start from the topic. So today's topic is opportunity to explore the technicalities of calibration weights and its type-based uses. So we will cover basically two fields, different types of industrial weights and their applications, and what are the standards, national and international, that is being followed. And second will be the weight selection guide, how to select the weights based on uh, type of uses, type of instruments, and the type of applications. And the third segment will be, of course, the question and answers. So we will start from what are the calibration weights. Weights, often referred as calibration weights or laboratory weights. Primary use of the weights is the calibration and daily verification of weighing balances of different accuracy, capacity, starting from micro, ultra microgram to high capacity balances or weighs of tons, 100 tons, 50 tons, 60 tons. Based on the accuracy class, type, shape, weights are divided in different category. We can start with by grouping the weights based on the type of use. So basically, there is two types of use. We have separated the weights in commercial and non-commercial. Non-commercial use like internal quality checks, quality control, scientific research and development, which are also used in educational purposes. And second one is commercial use that is used in commerce and trade. So let me start with the first topic, that is internal QC research and development. For any industry, precise and controlled measurement is necessary for good quality product, and weight play a crucial role in quality control. If we discuss industry-wise, in calibration laboratories, weights are used for calibration of other accuracy class weights for the and the calibration of weighing balances, which are used in different industries. Analytical chemistry and volumetric calibration. In analytical chemistry, precise measurements are critical, and for determining the concentration of substances in a sample. Laboratory weights are used to calibrate analytical balances used in titrations, chromatography and spectrography, volumetric flask, pipettes, burettes, calibration. Apart from that, weights are also used in determination of density, specific density, and moisture content. So these are the uses of weights in analytical chemistry and volumetric calibration. Apart from that, material testing and their quality control. In material science, weights are used to calibrate and verify the accuracy of testing machines that measure the like compression strength, tension strength, hardness, or durability of the materials. Pharma applications. Weights are the one of the pillar of the measurement in pharma industry. In pharmaceutical laboratory, precise measurement of active ingredient is crucial for drug formulation. Accurate and calibrate laboratory weights are used to calibrate their weighing balances, and for the daily verification of weighing balances. that actually provide the a controlled and accurate measurement throughout the day. Apart from that, weights are also used in air and water quality management, where the pollution in air or pollution in water is measured using the different type of weighing balance and the concentration of the impurities. Educational and research purposes in educational institutes, laboratory weights are used for teaching student principle of measurement, calibration techniques, and experimental designs like like gravity, specific gravity. In scientific research, which are used in various experiment that requires precise measurements, such as physics experiment involving gravity, or material science experiment involving density and mass. Second type of weights which we have categorized is commerce and trade. Other than these industrial and general purpose use, weights play crucial role in commerce and trade. Goods or commodities that are sold by weight requires verification by weight. There is a separate legal methodology department that controls the weights that are being used for trade purposes. Every country has their own legal methodology department, just as in India, uh, weights and measure department that comes under the Food and Consumer Safety Department of Government of India that controls the weights. They have their own standards, which we will discuss in later. So now we will discuss the national and international standards. So basically, there are three standards that we have included in uh, today's webinar, and we will discuss two of them which are widely used throughout the globe in details. So first one is OIML. OIML is the primary international body for weights, international organization for legal methodology, and India is a member country of OIML. Second one is ASTM. ASTM is an American equivalent to OIML. They have their own design standards, and there are many more things we will discuss later. And third one is Weights and Measure Department, Food and Consumer Safety Department, Government of India. We will know about these organizations and their standards one by one in next. So then first one is OIML, International Organization for Legal Methodology, formerly known as OIML, is an international standard setting body that in the sense of World Trade Organization's technical variant to trade agreement. Uh, so we can say that OIML is a supportive part of World Trade Organization that basically writes the standards for all the units that are used in legal methodology. Other than weights, there are more uh, units that comes under methodology department, like dimension, volume. Uh, there are meters, taximeters, and there are many more unit that comes under the legal methodology department. And OIML is the primary standard writing organization for these type of instruments, including weights. OIML issued many technical recommendation, and OIML R111 is primary recommendation for weights, and OIML R76 is primary recommendation for weighing balance. Basically, OIML R111 and R76 both comes together because whenever we are using weights, automatically we are using the weighing balances. OIML R111 set standard for MOC, material of composition, shape, design, for material properties like density, surface roughness, magnetic properties, and maximum permissible error of the weights. So we have written in standards the limits of acceptance for all these properties. What should be the diameter? What should be the height? What should be the density? What would be the surface roughness and magnetic properties range? Everything is sets the standard in OIML Article 1. Based on that criteria, OIML weights are distributed in three main accuracy classes. that we call them extra fine class, class E, fine accuracy class F, and then medium accuracy class M. All the classes E, F, and M are further subdivided in even E classes divided in E1 and E2, F classes subdivided in F1 and F2, M classes subdivided in M1, M2, and M3. Primary difference in all class of weights is their maximum permissible error. So each weight contains a limit of deviation from its nominal value. That is called maximum permissible error, and on the basis of that range, weights are divided in these seven accuracy classes. Other than that, there are some constructional differences in all accuracy classes. Weights we have covered these the differences on the shape and other constructional things. We have covered these differences in our series of blogs. You may find that a blog on our website. We will share the address of the blog address in the at the end of the webinar, so you can go there and find out what are the constructional differences between the E1 class, E2 class, F1 class, or E class, F class, and F class weights. Second one is ASTM standard. American Society for Testing and Material, or ASTM, is an American standard forming body for a wide range of material products, systems, and services. For ASTM weights, ASTM 617 is the number of the standard. ASTM 617. That is that covers all technical aspect of the weights, just like OIML Article 1 does for OIML weights. Uh, ASTM is different from OIML in there is a little bit different between ASTM weights and OIML weights. As you can see, the image, these are the image represent the ASTM weights. Weights are different in design and also in their maximum permissible errors. ASTM classes weights are differentiated in classes like class 000, class 00, class 0, and then class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 7. Class 000 being the highest precise and class 7 being the lowest precise. If we compare the ASTM with OIML, class 00 and class 000 comes along with the even class, that is highest class in OIML weights. And then there are little bit different, but overall characterization of the weights is almost same. So only a little difference of the design, that is knob of the weights, and then the difference of maximum permissible error. There are differences of few micrograms. Few micrograms in ASTM they are different, and for few micrograms OIML is different. Third one is legal methodology weights. As we discussed earlier in the earlier slides, that every country almost every country has their own legal methodology department. So the rules or acts may be different for all the countries. What we are discussing today is the Legal Methodology Act of India. So if you want to prefer the or follow the Legal Methodology Act, and you are from outside of India, so then you have to prefer your own Legal Methodology Act. In India, Weights and Measure Department controls the weights by Act, which are intended to be used for commercial transactions. The Act is known as Legal Methodology Act, and the latest release in this Act is General Rules 2011. Legal methodology weights are almost identical to the design of OIML, but have some added specification to be followed. Each legal methodology weights need to be stamped or verified from district level office of district level office of weights and measure department before it is used for any commercial transaction. There are different type of legal methodology weights such as iron weights, parallel pipe, cylindrical knob type weights, iron hexagonal weights. bullion weights, seat weights, and weights for verification of high capacity balances. We will discuss all these weights one by one. So first one is iron weight, parallelopipe. So as you can see in the image, this is the design of the weights. These weights are made of cast iron and come in the range of 5 kg to 50 kg. So this particular design is specifically restricted for the range of 5 kg, 10 kg, 20 kg, and 50 kg weights. The design of weights is easy to handle, and the weights can be stocked 1/1. Maximum permissible error for these weight, which is specified in Legal Metrology Act, is approximately equivalent to OIML class M2. We will see the table of OIML class in later. We will discuss on that. What are the maximum permissible error for a particular weight in a particular class? So we will discuss that later. So is approximately equivalent to OIML class M2, and these weights while in use needs to be stamped or verified by weights and measure inspector on the on yearly basis. Basically, legal metrology is the weights and measure the department, and every district office of the weights and measure have few inspectors. They are called inspectors. So they are basically responsible for the stamping of weights and weighing instruments. So there are two type of instrument weights that can be transported to the weights and measure office. And then there are weighing balances which actually cannot be transferred to the office. Then inspector comes to the plant where the weighing balance is working, and they will come on the place and stamp the weighing balance on location. This design is also included in parallelopipe. We are talking about parallelopipe design. So this design is also included in OIML standard, and these weights can be calibrated up to accuracy class M1. For higher accuracy, for non-commercial use, for non-commercial use and in accuracy wherever we required a higher accuracy of like F1 or F2, the same design can be manufactured with the stainless steel to meet the requirement of OIML R2L1. The same design can be provided in stainless steel weights with the accuracy of F1 or F2 class. Second one is cylindrical knob type weights. These are the weights that are most widely used and most common. Both weights and measure and OIML have mentioned cylindrical shape in their standards. So if we talk about Legal Metrology Act, the range of this weight is 1 gram to 10 kg, and we are discussing weights and measure act in respect of Indian Act. So maybe there may be differences in different country, but in India, these weights are limited in the range of 1 gram to 1 kg. That is called cylindrical knob type weights. And the design and maximum permissible error are approximately equivalent to OIML class M2. These weights, while in use, needs to be stamped or verified by weights and measure inspector on yearly basis. As we discussed earlier, the name of the classes in both OIML weights, OIML and uh, legal methodology weights are different, but the technical specifications are approximately same. In Legal Methodology Act, we will discuss the high accuracy weight. So reference in legal methodology, the word is used reference standard weights. These are equivalent to OIML class E2, and the range for weights and measure department reference standard weights is weights is 1 mg to 5 kg. Then come the secondary standard weights, that for that range is 1 mg to 10 kg, and that are equivalent to OIML class F1. And then there are working standard weights that ranges from 1 mg to 20 kg, and they are equivalent to OIML F2. And then there are weights. The word that is written in weights and measure act is weights, which we are discussing right now. Iron weights, cylindrical weight, these are all called weights, which we are discussing one by one. Next one is iron weights hexagonal. One more thing I want to add, if someone have any question, so please paste your question in comment box in messages. We will take all the questions at the end of the slide. Last 15 minutes will be dedicated to question and answer. So next one is iron weights hexagonal. These are the most common weights which we may have seen in our daily life, like in shops, used for selling vegetable, fruit, grains, and other household commodities. These weights are also used in industrial trading purposes, where there is a medium accuracy is required. These type of weights are used. These weights ranges from 50 gram to 50 kg, and the weights from 5 kg to 50 kg comes with a handle, while the weights from 50 gram to 50 gram to 2 kg are monoblock weights without any handle. These weights are manufactured by the process of casting, so these are also called cast iron weights. Accuracy class of these weights are equivalent to OIML classes of M2 or M3. Next one is bullion weights. Boolean category of weights is specifically for trading of gold and silver. So basically, in Legal Methodology Act, there are two types of weights which are specifically designed for different item. One is called Boolean weights. They are specifically designed for gold and silver, and there are one more carat weight, which are specifically designed for the trading of pearl items, that diamond and other things. So bullion weights is basically designed for trading of gold and silver. Uh, Cylindrical knob type weights, which we discussed earlier, or flat cylindrical type, the weights without a knob. Whenever these weights are marked with a stamp, the stamp that you can see in slide, that is a diamond shape, and written bullion in Hindi and English. So basically this is a standard stamp. So whenever a cylindrical weight, or whenever a knob type cylindrical weight, or whenever a flat cylindrical weight is marked with this type of stamp, uh, that weight becomes bullion weight. So cylindrical knob type weights or flat cylindrical weights marked with stamp of diamond shape, written with bullion in Hindi or Hindi and English, as shown in the slide, are called bullion weights. Range of these weights are same as of cylindrical weights, that is 1 gram to 10 kg. And the material used, MOC material used for these weights is brass and stainless steel. Next one is sheet metal weights. So basically, sheet metal weights, also called, also referred as fractional weights or leaf weights, are the weights in the range of 1 mg to 500 mg, basically below 1 gram weights. So these weights are made of stainless steel, brass, or aluminum in the predefined shape of pentagon type, square type, and triangle. Basically, this is a combination of, so series weights of series 1, that is 1 mg, 10 mg, and 100 mg, that is triangle. Weights of 2 mg, 20 mg, and 200 mg are square, and weights of 5 mg, 50 mg, and 500 mg are pentagon in design. So along with the cylindrical knob type weights, which ranges from 1 gram, sheet metal weights complete the range of weights from 1 mg to 1 kg. However, in the standard, these are written separately. 1 gram to 10 gram is called cylindrical knob type weight, and 1 mg to 500 mg called sheet metal weights. Sheet metal weights are preferred for M1 and M2 accuracy classes. Next one is high capacity weights. These weights are standard weights having a nominal value equal to or greater than 50 kg, used for testing of high capacity weighing balances or beverages of accuracy class 3 and 4. So these weights are available in nominal value of 100 kg, 200 kg, 500 kg, 1000 kg, 2000 kg, and 5000 kg in single piece construction. These weights also comes in YML equivalent to M1, M2, and M3 accuracy classes. Design of these weights can be designed for the ease of application. So there are some there are not very restrictions on the design for these weights, as there are different application, and every application requires may require a specific design. So these weights can be designed as per the required of the application. There are weights which can be lifted by crane only, and there are the weights which can be lifted by forklifts. So uh, they have that type of design, so that even a forklift lift the weight, or a crane can lift the weights, or and whatever, if a new design is required by any application, so these weights can be manufactured using that design, and following the other requirements of the Weights and Measure Act. Next is different industry and type of weights used. As we discussed previously, that first we need to identify the type of use of the weights, whether the weight to be used for commercial purpose or for non-commercial purpose. For commercial purpose use, weights must comply with the requirement of local law of land as Legal Methodology Act in India. After deciding the type of use, most important is the accuracy of weighing instrument. So if you are using the weights for going to use the weights for verification of weighing balance, then the accuracy of that weighing balance is the primary criteria for selecting the accuracy of weight, for which weight are being for which weight, as a general rule, accuracy of the weights needs to be at least 3 times better than that of a weighing balance. So suppose if a weighing balance has a accuracy of 1 milligram, then the weights need to have the accuracy of 1 by 3 milligram, that is 0.03 0.3 mg. There are industry specific guidelines also, such as USP 41 and 1251 for pharma industry. In our previous webinar, we have discussed these USP 41 and 1251 in detail. So we will not going to discuss these detail again. So, and for pharma industry, USP 41 and 1251 and NAVL 129, YML R111 for calibration labs. For the industries where no such standard is available, being the primary standard of for weights OIML R111 or OIML R76 can be followed. Wherever the standard is specific standard is not available, then we can follow the recommendations of OIML R111 or OIML R76. Next one is the OIML table for maximum permissible errors. So you can see that table of maximum permissible error here. Here we can see we have included the range of 1 mg to 50 kg in E1, E2, F1, F2, and M1 classes. So basically, if we see this table, E1 has the less errors plus minus the errors in plus minus mg. So if we take the example of 1 milligram weight, so in E1, the error in 1 milligram weight is 0.003 mg or 3 microgram. So that means the weight which you will be using will have a values of 0.9972 to 1.003, which may have the values of 0.997, because the limit is in plus and minus. So 0.9972 to 1.003, and for up to E2 class it becomes 0.006. That means values will be 0.994 to 1.006. So basically, as we are moving towards E1 to M1, the band of error is increasing. That means the accuracy of the weight is decreasing. So in F1 class, there is a limit of 20 microgram. F2 has the a limit of 60 microgram, and M1 has a limit of 200 microgram. So same procedure is being followed for all type of weight from 1 mg to 50 kg, even for 100 kg, 200 kg, 500 kg. The same criteria is being followed. So this is basically the table. This is standard table for YML weights. And one thing that I forgot to mention that currently 129 countries are there which are members of active and primary and active members of OIML. So at least 129 countries are there who are following these OIML standard. This is table. Next one is how to select the weight for a weighing balance. So we have actually derived this table uh, from the OIML R76, the which class of weight should be used on what accuracy of balance. So we have derived this table. So if we see, first one is up to 50 grams. So suppose there is a balance of maximum capacity 50 gram, and then there are different display resolution of options. Suppose the 50-gram balance has the readability of 0.001 milligram. That means a microbalance. Then the weights required for the calibration or verification of this balance will be even. And if the weight if the same 50-gram balance have the display resolution or readability of 0.02, then E2 class weight may be preferred. If the weighing balance had the readability of 0.1 gram, E2 class will be preferred. If the valence has readability of 1 gram, F2 class will be preferred. Then as per the resolution and maximum capacity of the valence, we have derived this table to what accuracy class you will be selecting. The primary criteria, what standard you need to follow, will be decided on the type of use, whether it is commercial or non-commercial. After deciding the commercial and non-commercial, you have to decide the accuracy class, which accuracy class weight will be required for calibration and verification of weighing balance. If weight is being selected by the criteria of error of application, then whatever error is required, the table is same. That is table is same. Suppose you need a 50 kg weights, and your process says that you can tolerate the limit of 1 gram plus minus 1 gram. Then M1 class is then F2 class is quite efficient. Basis on the basis of the application, weight can also be selected, or weights can also be selected on the basis of the weighing balance you are using. So we have this table for selection of the weights up to 50 kg, what class of weight. So you can see here, and you can also select the weight by the simple criteria that we discussed, that accuracy of the weight should be one third of the accuracy of the weighing instrument. So if there is any question about the table, about the weight accuracy class selection table or the OIML maximum pervasive error table, you can drop the question. We are almost covered all the topics. We will take the questions very next. This is our blocks address. So we have covered a lot of technical issues that are related to weights or weighing balances or weighing applications. So we have written many blogs on that. So you can visit our website. You can select your topics and and read out there. If you find any type of uh, information that we have not still covered, so you can write to us. We will try our best to cover these topics, these technical issues, also on the blog and also in the upcoming webinars. Thank you all. So now we will start the questions. So you can ask your questions and we will start the answering.
क्या होनी चाहिए थी बस
तो क्वेश्चन आ गए हैं। ठीक है। Okay. Okay, so we have questions. Mr. Keshwa Murthy, he has asked, can we use the knob standard weights without label stamp printed weight on that individual? Can we use the knob weights without label stamp printed weight on that individual? So what I understand, sir, is asking about the I think nominal value written on the weights. If I am having the right question. So if I understand the right meaning of that question, that is, can we use the standard weight with written nominal value on the? If I am wrong, sir, please you can repeat your question again. So yes, marking is also a criteria that differentiates the different accuracy classes that we gave the reference of our blog, that you can go there and you can find which weights have the marking on the weight. Basically, E1 and E2 class weights are prohibited for the marking. So no nominal value can be marked on the E1 and E2 class weights as per the OMLR 111. Yes, only a identical identification, user identification marking can be done on E class weights. They are also they are same weight, they can easily be used. There is no restriction of use of that weights, but because of the limit of accuracy and being the highest precise weights, even and E2 class weights are prohibited with the marking of nominal value. Only a 3-digit user identification can be marked on that weights. So if you have E1 or E2 class weight that is not do not have any marking, that is okay. You can use the weight. If I have taken the question wrong, so please write it again. Second question is, can we use two different weight kits for one measurement? For example, 3 kg weight, 2 kg plus 1 kg kit. Yes, that can be used. You can use multiple weights, and you can use the certificate value of both the weight differently. So suppose you are using 2 kg weight that has a value of 2000.00, and you are using a weight of 1 kg that has a value of 1000.01, then the total mass value, total weight of 3 kg will become 3000.01. So you can use multiple weights. No issue. There is no issue in that. Next question, how can we fix acceptance criteria for our weighing balance for 10 gram, 29 gram or 19 gram weights? How can we fix acceptance criteria? Basically, acceptance criteria are based on the internal policies. So if you can ask if you can tell us about which industry you are talking about, what are your internal SOPs, then only we can answer what should be the acceptance criteria, because acceptance criteria is purely depend on the process. What is the requirement of the process? We cannot decide the acceptance criteria. So only the internal process or internal policies, standard operating procedures, GMPs, they you may have your must have some internal policy. And if you are basing to to follow some standard, then you can refer to the OML R76 that can be followed. What should be the acceptance criteria? Otherwise, there are standards, industry specific standard that can be followed. We cannot decide what should be the acceptance criteria for any balance. That totally depends on the process, on the standards for particular industry. Can we get PPT? Yes, sir. We will share the PDF of this this PPT to all the participants. Can you share the? Yes, sir. We will share the PPT. In a E2 class standard weight box, weights in the digit of 2 are given in double quantity, like 20 mg2 2 mg2. what others given single only. Okay. Basically, these are called series. There are 3 to 4 type series are given in standard, that is called 1225, 11225, and 1235. These are series which are mentioned in standard. However, popularly 1225 series is being used. The reason is being for two weights of two nominal value. That is, suppose if we are covering the full range between 1 mg to 20 gram, and at some time we need to weigh 9 gram, 9 gram or 9 milligram, 19 milligram. So every weighing that includes the 9 needs a second weight of two nominal value. Suppose for 9 milligram, 1 5, then two weights of 2 milligram will be required. So to complete the range, that linear range between the range of 1 milligram to 200 milligram, the weights of 2 mg, 20 mg, 200 gram, 20 gram, these are given in double quantity. Murthy sir, correct only. Thanks, sir. Next question is calibration frequency of E2 glass weight can be assigned 1 year, 2 year, or 3 year. Any guideline for assigning the same? Uh, Calibration frequency should be decided by the user only, based on the policies, based on the uses. If the weights are being heavily used, they are used on a daily basis or monthly basis or yearly basis. That only depends on the user side. As per standards that we follow, there are for laboratories, for calibration laboratories, there is a standard called ISO 17025 that writes no calibration laboratory should uh, force for recalibration, force for 1 year, 2 year, or 3 year. Calibration interval should be decided by the user only, and for that we have a policy. We have a ILAC policy document. I can just not reminding the number. I think ILAC G24, or you can search for the calibration interval ILAC policy, and you will get, I think, ILAC G24. So there they have mentioned the full process how to determine the calibration interval for weights. If generally or practically what is being followed for pharmaceuticals manufacturing industries, the calibration interval is 1 year, and for the calibration laboratories which are using weights for uh, monthly verification of their secondary standards, the limit is 3 years. For calibration laboratory, there is a guideline called NABL 129 that is only applicable to calibration laboratories. So they can follow that guideline, and for other like pharma and other manufacturing, you can refer to that ILAC policy, and from there you have to find out what should be the calibration interval for your weights. In that policy, they basically ask to maintain a data quality check data, and until the data remains within the control limit, you can use that weight. So suppose you have quality checks of 5 years, and you found that weight is not going deviating from its nominal value more than the expected limits, then only you can go for the 5 year validity or 3 year validity. So I think that ILAC document will give you more clarity. In, in a calibration certificate, methodology of calibration is given is as ABBA cycle. Is this the standard method, or there is any other method? If yes, why ABBA cycle is preferred? Yes, ABBA cycle is mentioned in the standard, that is in OIML article 1. There are more cycles like ABA, like ABN, based on the accuracy, what type of accuracy you are required. Suppose you are calibrating a even class weight, then ABBA method is popularly preferred, because this gives a better results, because test weight and standard weight both are giving both are being used one by one. So that gave some better results. That's why ABBA cycle is used. wherever the test number of test weight increases and the quality accuracy of weighing process is required in medium, then we can prefer ABA cycle also. And then there are ABN cycle, which is used for M2 M3 class. You can put the master one time, and then you can repeat the test weight in 3 4 5 numbers also. So these three types of weighing cycles are there written in the standard, that is in OML article 1. Murthy sir has asked which value has to be considered for weighing either nominal value or conventional mass. Sir, uh, I will suggest to use the conventional mass value, because nominal value should be different. Nominal value is fixed, that is a weight of 200 gram is called 200 gram, but it may have the conventional mass value of 200.005 also. So for the calculations or for the verifications, the conventional mass should be used. To verify standard weight before on-site calibration, do we need to ABBA method to verify standard weight before on-site calibration? We need to use ABBA method. So I think the question is about pre-calibration. Whenever we goes out with our standard, we need to perform the pre and post. So ABB method is common. Whenever you use the weights and you are determining the high accuracy, ABB method is preferred, and that should be used. Can you explain how to perform an authenticity test for balance? Yes, we have a blog for that. We have covered all the tests which are being performed for the calibration of weighing balances. So you can go to our website. We can here is the on the screen. You can see the massepajais.com/blogs. So here we have a separate blog how to calibrate the weighing balances, and there we have mentioned eccentricity test along with repeatability, departure from indication, hysteresis, and eccentricity also. So you can go there and find your answer. For higher weight range balances like 100 kg, which class is suitable to calibration of for uh, clinical pharmaceutical firm? So as I told you, sir, ki, selection of accuracy class totally depend on the accuracy of weighing balance. So if 100 kg balance is of class 3 or class 4, you can prefer M1 class. And if 100 kg balance is of higher accuracy, then accordingly you have to move to F2 or F1. So until we don't have the detail of weighing balance, that is maximum capacity of weighing balance and the readability of weighing balance. So if you can provide us these two things, we can suggest you what should be the class of weight, what should be class of weight you will be using. What is the calibration frequency required for weight box? We have answered this question. I think you have to agar if you are a calibration lab, you can prefer 129 NAVL 129, and if you are from any other industry, then you can prefer to ILAC document. Can we take the permissible deviation as per the certificate of standard weight as the acceptance criteria? Yes, if you are doing the quality checks like replicate or replicate calibrations or other quality checks, you can take that as acceptance criteria. And if you have any specific standard for your industry, then you have to follow that standard. Like for pharma, there is USP 41. So they have their own criteria, and OML document have their own criteria. For calibration lab, acceptance criteria is that permissible deviation is the acceptance criteria, that if you are a calibration lab, you can take that. Next question is, for calibration of balances, do we need to choose calibration points that are as such repeatability percent of balance capacity mu is higher for random error, for max 80% of the capacity of open point check mu is higher at this point? repeatability of 5%. Repeatability of 5% basically in pharma, in USP 41, this is written that a minimum weight for repeatability should be at between 5 to 100% of the maximum capacity. Few industries uses that barrier of 80%, that they uses the maximum capacity 80% of the balance and minimum capacity of the 5% of balance. That is practical, that is being used in the industry. For particularly pharmaceutical industry, for repeatability test, 5% to 100% is mentioned in the USP 41, that can be taken for the repeatability test. Is in-house calibration of standard weight kits acceptable when calibration against high class kits without 17025 certification? In-house calibration of standard weight kits acceptable. Okay, without ISO 17025. That depends what type of use you are having for doing that in-house calibration. If if you are not using any NABL symbol or any accredited symbol, and you have a weight of one class higher, then you can calibrate internally. Then lower can you can calibrate your lower class weight from that higher class weights internally and use for internal use. For internal use, that is okay. Wherever this is not required that you have to use that NABL weights or any accredited weights, then in-house calibrated weights can be used. But if you are using that weights in a process where that is strongly recommended to have the ISO 17025 certification, then only it will be required. If we do weighing of 25 MT with the help of 50, will be acceptable. Uh, Doing weighing of 25 metric ton with the case of with help of 50 kg, actually this is a little impractical and little tough to load that such quantity of weights, because it will there will be a there is some technicalities of weighing balances, that whenever a load is applied, the time by time the reading of the change, and loading 50 kg weights of 25 metric ton will take a long of time until you have a setup that has the 100 or 50 weights in a single mounted on a single surface, and you dip that surface on that weighing pen, that is okay. But if putting these weight are taking a lot of time on the weighing balance, then this is not practical in my opinion. And difference will be as a what, if we talk about the difference, you have to add individual different of 50 kg, whatever quantity you are using. Suppose you are using 50 weight or 50 weights of 50 kg, then you have to add individual difference of each weight. That will be the limit. That will be the limit. So each error of each weight should be added. For balance that has the function of internal calibration and external calibration, do we need to perform that prior to weighing sample every day? Normally, internal calibration should be performed on daily basis. Whenever you start the balance, after warming up, internal calibration is performed. And for external calibration with a calibrated weight, that depends on the requirement of internal SOPs. If SOP is required that external calibration with a weight is to be done on daily basis or weekly basis, in that is totally depend on the internal SOP. So you may have SOP for external calibration or internal calibration, but practically, if your application is precise and you need to have a precise results, that should be better to at least use external calibration once a day. If you are using balance on daily basis, then at least one time at the start of the day, balance should be calibrated externally. So we have taken all the questions. So thank you all. We have taken all the questions. Still, if you have any questions, you can write to us on mail. You can reply there. Uh, Thank you, sir. Thank you, Keso sir, for your time, and thank you everyone. What is the one question we have? What is the thermal stabilization time in calibration certificate? Thermal stabilization time. Basically, whenever I think you are from a calibration laboratory, so whenever a weight comes from the customer to our laboratory, so there is a difference of temperature because weights have been in transit, so the temperature outside of the laboratory is different, and when it comes within the laboratory where we have mentioned a temperature of 23 plus minus something 2 degree or something, so to stabilize that difference of temperature, so weight basically for calibration of weight, the temperature of weighing balance, temperature of master instrument, that is master weight, and temperature of the DUC, that is the weight coming from the customer, should be in a thermal equilibrium. So to maintain then thermal equilibrium, we have to put the weights in a controlled environment, that is in our lab, to maintain that temperature. And once the temperature of that weight DUC comes close to the our master and our weighing balance, we need to calibrate them. That is called thermal stabilization. There is a limit of there is a limit defined in in OML Article 1, how much for how long time you have to keep the weights for thermal stabilization. Uh, a minimum of 24 hours thermal stabilization time is mandatory as per NAVL 129. No, we are from testing laboratory, but get our balance calibrated by NAVL accredited laboratory. Those are some queries we have, and you explained very precisely. Thank you so much, sir. If you get the answers, I was, I have tried my best. So I think you have got your answers, and thanks very much. Uh, for
Thanks.
testing laboratories also, testing laboratories also, you can prefer to NAVL 129 and OIML Article 1 for detailed knowledge of this type of like thermal stabilization and cleaning tank, cleaning with alcohol, cleaning in water. So these things are written very deeply in that standard.
So,
Now we will close. We will end that seminar. Thank you. So thank you everyone
uh,
for joining.
thanks, Mr. Arun, for giving
Thank you,
your
sir.
valuable time, and thanks to my all those who took out the time from the very busy schedule. We will be continuing this series of webinar. So we will be coming up with the next topic. I request you all, if you have a doubt on particular topic, so you mail us. We will present again a webinar on in deep technical detail among you, and invite you for the same. B Massey Precise manufactures the analytical weights and mass standard. So during audits, during your external audit, internal audit, and that even the if question is remain to reach us, you can write us on mail. So we will revert accordingly. Most of the audience, they have asked for the PPT. We will share this PPT to you. Once again, thanks, and the entire team of Master Precise for arranging this webinar. Thanks a lot.